What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? How everybody doing? Just came to talk to y'all a little bit about the things that's going on though, man, because there's a whole lot of things that's going on, but, we gonna have to fix them ourselves because the way these people is letting things happen, we gotta really check ourselves. You feel me? Being that I was born and raised in the Bay Area, I went to pretty much most of my schooling in San Francisco. I did probably one or two schools in Oakland, but I was raised in the Bay Area. I say that to say, I do have kids and I do got grandkids out here. So this is where my fight come from. I can honestly say I took advantage of the time I did have in school. You know what I mean, though, because of what was going on in our communities and how everything was going, though. So, I was more part of the problem, I guess you could say, though, because shit, when you're growing up in the projects, though, shit, everybody is pretty much facing the same thing. A couple people probably doing a little bit better than others, though, but when you check it out, though, everybody was struggling or doing their best to hold it together. But school always was important. You know what I mean? Even with me, even though I didn't take it as serious as I should have then, but now I realize how important school is. Because now I'm looking and I say, well, I want my fucking kids to have a good education. You know what I'm saying? Or have a chance to do something that I never did. You know what I mean? Especially when they got Jordans and video games and telephones and all of this shit going on for them, though. You would think that, should it be more common, but it's really not that way. And most of the time, it's not the kids' fault. I had to realize that I was growing up in an era where crack was taking over our community, that the shit wasn't normal, but it didn't feel right even as a kid. Like, shit, though, you know what I'm saying? You see the Christmas tree, but, then you see the Christmas presents. Then you wake up for Christmas and you hear everybody arguing because all the Christmas presents is gone, you know what I'm saying, though? But, shit like that do happen with kids, and that's the whole thing of what I'm, as I go forward, what I'm talking about. There should be no reason that kids cannot go to school and feel safe or go to school and feel like they have a fair opportunity. And that goes for pretty much just the junior high school kids, because that's where we got to really start at, is the kids that's 13, 12, 14. They right there at a point in their life where they see everything. They can analyze and look at things in a perspective to where they know right from wrong, opposed to a 7 or 8-year-old that's in elementary or something, though. You wouldn't want to put that pressure on them to be like, well, right from wrong. So 12, 13, at that point, most people know right from wrong. Even though if they make the bad decision, you could say, well, he's still a kid. That's here nor there what we talking about tonight, though. I wanted to get y'all all involved into it. Letting y'all know that they closing 7 schools in Oakland and probably closing schools in San Francisco, Richmond. And the people that's doing it really have no investment in the community. You don't see these people speaking. You don't see these people coming and stepping up saying anything, but these people are saying like, hey, we need to make more room for the budget so we can get our fair share, which is probably 10 people on school board, and they could sit here and be like, well, if we go cut anything, though, we not going to cut our checks and our bonuses. But why is they even being paid? Why the board don't consist of 5 parents, five teachers, or whoever is representing that district, who the people can say, like, well, I stand behind this person. Because most parents would never agree to close a school. Even if their child didn't go to that school, no parent would agree to close any school. And that's a fact. And you gotta also understand, like, most of the parents that send their kids to school do go to work. Why are they paying taxes and they gotta argue with student or teachers unions? Or why do they gotta argue with board members that feel like, well, we need to make these cuts, these important cuts? Why? And who are you to say, well, this is much needed, that we're going to close the schools down? You won't get these kids jobs when they come out of school. You won't get these kids an opportunity when they graduate from school. Y'all just saying, like, well, if we just get them all together in one spot, we'll see where it goes from there. But that's putting more pressure on teachers to have bigger classrooms and everything. Like I said, though, COTEP is an advocate for first responders, teachers, children, all of that sort. And when you hear what I'm talking about, it's like, why teachers don't get a supplement pay, such as daycare centers or babysitters? Because how can you expect a person to babysit someone's child for 8 hours, even though you're saying they teaching them? We all expect teachers, because we all had teachers that we like and we love, that inspired us or motivated us. We all had them teachers that they was more than just a teacher. You know what I'm saying, though? And you can send your kid to a daycare or whatnot, though, right? But you're paying that daycare, and that daycare person doesn't have the responsibility to interact with your child on a personal level, to where they see greatness in your child, or they sense trouble or something they can help with. Because teachers should be one of the top people being paid, especially when you got sports arenas in all of these low-income neighborhoods or cities that these kids love and they people is there, and then you don't even ask people that come in to the interest to go see these games, can you put $1 on a teacher fund? Because I'm sure nobody would have a problem with giving up an extra $1 to pay for a ticket to go see Steph Curry. I don't even think Steph Curry will have a problem with that. You know what I mean, though? So with me saying that is like, how is we closing schools? How the school board is not saying, well, look, this is where we at in a dire need for money, and what we want to do is even act as a fundraiser, or we want to do this to help the students. These people are just making decisions saying, well, we'll close 7 more, and then what? But they still get their paycheck. They still get their bonuses. They still get to go on vacation. Why do we need these people? You can answer me that, though, and just not to be rude or be disrespectful to nobody, but why do we need a school board? Who even approved of them being in there like that? And that just comes to my next thing of saying, like, who is we for to elect as the next mayor? We know what Ron Dillums did. We know what London Breed is doing, Gavin Newsom, Miss Chain from the thing, the mayor in Richmond. These people they don't give a fuck. And I hate to say it like that, though, you know what I'm saying, though? And they put so much strain on the police, and then they send them out there, the police out there strained, and they looking at it like shit. And police is not the problem. They took police out of schools. Who the fuck? I want my child to be safe in school. Because we know there's parents out there that ain't monitoring they children. I want my kid to go to school and return home. I don't want to go to work and get a call like, oh, it's been a shooting at my kid's school, and I'm sorry to tell you that, you know, your child was accidentally, that shit is crazy for them people to be able to do that. And I just go to say, like, man, we sitting here with this Democratic Party. Anybody that vote Democrat in 2022, sit down and take your blame for what you just did, because our fucking president is, you know what I'm saying? He ain't what we expected him to be, and he is not doing his job. And I ain't hating on him, and you can sit here and say, oh, he a Trump fan. Well, shit. I'd rather see the snake in the grass than not know where the fuck the snake at when I walk outside, though, because this dude that's in here has done nothing but hurt black people specifically. But that was his plan all the way from the gate, though, what people don't understand. In 1992, this dude sent so many people to jail, black people. But he just approved for immigrants that was broke up from their families at the border, $450,000. That should get anybody roused up, especially if you black. Especially if you wondering why my daddy wasn't there for me. But if your father got 20 years for serving crack, then yeah, you should be applying for a lawsuit to say they took your father from you. That's all I can tell a young person right now, because this shit is just ridiculous what they just did and what they doing. You know? But like I said though, man, it's good to get back here and talk to y'all though, man, because we got to get an understanding of what's going on. And like I said, we got to defund and dismantle the school boards all around the country. They have no right to play politics in our schools. They have no right to say, okay, we're going to do this with transgender kids, which I have nothing against, whatever their choice may be. But I still don't want a little boy going into the bathroom with my daughter. It's not because he don't have a way he feel. It's like, this is not what it used to be or what it is, though. So I'm against that. And everybody should be. You know what I mean, though? Like, do you care about your daughter and her rights when you being an activist for the LGBT, whatever that shit is? Is you thinking about your son when you saying like, oh, Because most of the people that's saying, I agree with them. But you got a little boy or a little daughter sitting right there, though, watching you say, well, you know what I mean? So, really, you putting them in harm's way. And I'm telling you, that ain't the way to go, man. But I'm like I said, though, I'll get back to y'all in a few. I just had to come and share that with y'all, though, man, because it's very important that we dismantle school boards, man. Like I said, go to COTEP 2022. Communities Recovery Act. It's on change.org, and it's on mypetitions.com. And you can go on there and you can, go to Cash App, COTEP 2022 on Cash App, man, and donate to the fund to help us get it off the ground. Everything is greatly appreciated, though, man, and just somebody passing the word or being on board to what's going on, though, so we can, try to stand in front of what's coming to our children. We can do better. But I'm going to let y'all go. Happy to be able to talk to y'all again and catch up with y'all tomorrow, man. 1.